Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today is the day Kabam drops the information about the upcoming month. Now all in all, when it comes to the happenings of next month, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be the most exciting month. We're gonna have Rifts as a side event. Hopefully that's cool, but I'm not gonna make a separate video about it because there's no big piece of content coming out. Instead, I am making champion spotlight review video. So we have Black Widow first champion that is announced for the next month, and we have all of the abilities. So without trying to drag the video out too long, let's check out what this new and updated Black Widow is all about. Let's jump into a different scene now. I am in Kabam blog, and we're gonna have access and a quick look to all of the abilities. Now I'm not going to read everything in here. The base idea is that she has access to shock, critical hits, precisions, and ability accuracy reduction abilities, as well as evade. But the evade actually is quite interesting, and I don't think it's going to be too annoying to face off against her as an opponent. So quickly, let's take a look at the prestige here. The prestige is quite up there, 10,620. It doesn't break into top 10 anymore, I believe, but it's still quite high prestige, so she is a solid option for that as well. Additionally, I do think that her signature ability is going to be quite important. So her character class is skill as expected, and I think she's actually going to be quite cool addition to the skill class, because I think they needed an updated version of kind of base core principles what skill class is meant to embody, including potent ability accuracy reduction and high damage output, kind of like what Black Widow used to be before she got done dirty by Kabam at 12.0. Either way, so her strengths are basically high sustained damage because she has consistent access to shock debuffs on her light hits, and as well multiple of ways how to enhance it and capitalize on it. Access to precision and cruelty buffs. She does seem to be like quite high damage output champion overall. I do not expect any place in the fight to be like a massive burst damage like, let's say, Proxima or Sunspot, but more of a feeling of a stealth suit Spider-Man where you just crit a lot, you crit for a decent amount, and you just consistently, relentlessly deal a lot of damage via crits and shocks and debuffs and stuff like that. So avoiding misses by utilizing inside Black Widow shock debuffs, players can no, that's not this one. Here we go. Black Widow's evade ability is unique in that it is activated after she misses an attack. This is useful countermeasure against champions, such as invisible movement, so on and so forth. So that I do like, how whenever she misses an attack, she gains this evade, and you basically can fight against champions that do have these phasing abilities quite safely, because that is becoming more and more of an issue. So I do like that we have additional champions that not that she can't miss, but she can still fight against them relatively safely. And defensive ability counter, that will be useful, but again, I don't think she can reduce defensive abilities by 100% flat out, so I'm kind of worried about that, because if it's not 100% in Kabam's worlds, it means it's 50-50 chance. Because yeah, even if you have ability accuracy reduction by 80% of something, you just know that the way it will happen, and you're still gonna get hit in the face. So I personally do not trust very much anything other than 100% at this game, or guaranteed, or never, and stuff like that. So how effective she will be reducing defensive ability accuracies, that remains to be seen, but hopefully it's potent. So shock immune champions is a weakness, obviously, because she's going to deliver a lot of her damage via shock. Black Widow is not reliably able to evade, so I don't think that's really going to matter too much for most part, but hey, maybe. And damage over time effects, sure, cool. She doesn't have regen or ability to purify them, so that's not really like a weakness that I'd say. It's just like she doesn't have regen or abilities to purify debuffs. Okay, so let's go in the abilities. I think I have wasted enough time, so let's go. Baton hits deal energy damage instead of physical, fair enough, and have 40% chance to inflict a shock debuff, dealing 1800 damage or 3.65 seconds. So that's fair enough. So she's gonna have basically access to shock consistently throughout the fight just by like doing regular combos. Widow's Insight. Black Widow's covert assassin training kicks in whenever the perfect opportunity to strike presents itself. Gain Widow's Insight for 0.85 seconds whenever the opponent is dashing forward, recovering from a heavy or a combo ending attack. So basically, It, in layman's terms, means whenever there is an opening, you're going to gain this Black Widow's insight. So that's a fairly simple thing. It is made sound more complicated than it is. Basically, whenever you block bait a heavy attack, intercept opponent, or they just finish a full combo in your block, you will activate this Black Widow's insight. Now, important thing to note is it doesn't seem that it will trigger with parries. So if you rely on parry heavy playstyle, then perhaps this won't be the champion for you, because this Black Widow's insight is actually very important for her. This ability refreshes its duration when landing successful hits. So basically, as long as you keep hitting opponent, this ability is active for the duration of the combo. Widow's insight is not affected by ability accuracy. Cool. Whilst Widow's insight is active, light hits increase shock duration accuracy by flat 60%. So every hit is gonna inflict shock on opponent. Fine. Medium hits reduce defensive ability accuracy by 70%. 70% is alright, but it's not good enough in my books. So that's a fairly valid point. Heavy hits, 100% chance to inflict stun debuff for 1.75 seconds. So that's alright. So you're going to be able to stun with your heavy attack. Okay. Ending combo has 100% chance to gain a precision buff, increasing critical rating by 286 for 24 seconds, max 8 stacks. Now, this means that they will stack, and 24 seconds is a really long buff, to be fair. So you're gonna have consistent access to these, like, so long as you keep doing intercepts and so on and so forth. So do expect to see a lot of yellow numbers. How big they will be remains to be seen, but the fact that you can stack these precision buffs does mean that she is going to be critting quite a lot. Now, counter attack evade. When caused to miss, gain a passive evade, granting 100% chance to evade the next basic attack for 8 seconds. After triggering an evade, this effect is removed. Evade does not trigger while holding block. Now that I do like, because you can just gain this one. There's going to be a way how to gain it with level 1, for instance, not only whilst they're missing, and it's always going to be like a safety mechanism for you, and I definitely do like this mechanic. Now, obviously, on the counter side, whenever she's going to drop her level 1, she will gain this evade charge that you're going to have to know how to play around. When triggering an evade, Black Widow counter attacks with a flashbang. This attack cannot miss and does not generate power. I wonder if it deals damage though. When triggering an evade through any Black Widow's personal evade abilities, inflict sabotage debuff, reducing defensive ability accuracy by 20% for 6 seconds. Sabotage deals 48.74 direct damage whenever an opponent defensive abilities fail to trigger. Now, 48 damage seems like extremely laughably small amount of damage. I hope it's a typo. Otherwise, if these numbers are based on a maxed out 5-star, 50 damage isn't really anything worth to speak about. Or even if the potency is kind of like increased for it with a signature ability. Now, additional 20% ability accuracy, again, it's not really quite enough now, is there? Because additional 20% would kind of add on top of that 70%. So 90% ability accuracy reduction at the best is still not quite up to the 100% that we're so desperately looking for. But fair enough, it's a useful ability. Now, special one, the last hit inflicts shock debuff, which is long but not overly potent, I would say. At the end of the special attack, gain a passive evade, granting 100% chance to evade any base attack for 6 seconds. So that is the kind of like main takeaway from this special attack. When you drop your L1, you will gain this 6-second evade ability that can protect you and also can let you use this sabotage debuff, and that is probably what you're going to want to do. You drop level 1, let opponent hit in you, place sabotage on the opponent. Okay, we can move on. Special 2, deal 4630 as a burst of shock damage when striking shocked opponents, which shouldn't be too big of a problem because opponents seemingly, I think, will have a lot of shock debuffs active. At least majority of the fight, I expect opponents to be under shock debuffs if you're using Black Widow. If Widow's insight is active, all hits reduce defensive ability accuracy by the 70%. Okay, so fair enough. That keeps on with that theme, I guess. And yeah. Okay, so special 3, Dance of the exclusive Black Widow. Inflict the sabotage debuff, reducing defensive ability accuracy by 20% for 16 seconds. So it's double the duration of the level 1 one. And dealing the same amount of damage every time opponent's defensive abilities fail to trigger. Every 5 stacks of Widow's Insight gained since last activating this special attack create a passive cruelty, increasing critical damage rating by 430 for 30 seconds. Widow's Insight is reset to 0 after launching this special attack. So this looks like to be like access to your major damage output, because you can gain probably an absolutely massive crit damage buff, and then if you are able to keep up your precisions, which it should be, you're going to get massive precision, massive cruelty, plus a lot of like shock damage. So that does sound like something quite interesting over there, and could potentially end up in dealing a lot of damage. Now, passive as signature ability. Increase the potency of sub-dash debuffs, increasing direct damage done when abilities fail triggered by 120%. Now, here is something I expect, because they say increase the potency of sub-dash debuffs. I wonder if they also increase the potency that you reduce the defensive ability accuracy, because if so, then you would increase it up to like 30 some or 40%, and then combined with the medium hits, you would have that 100% ability accuracy reduction that's so desperately needed for this character to be reliable. And I hope that's the case, that awakened her at high sig level would in fact, with medium attacks and level 2, reduce the defensive ability accuracy by 100% or above. Other than that, if it caps out at 90, I'm extremely reserved with this champion. Now, she might still be a good damage dealing option, but I wouldn't trust 90% chance with my like metaphorical life in the game, because you just know that it will always trigger when you least expect it or want it. Okay, increase the duration, sub-dash debuffs by 80%. Cool, that's super useful. Landing hits while Widow's Insight is active. Sub-dash pauses, sub-dash debuffs by half a second. So that's also cool. So it does, by the look of it, seems that Widow's Insight is going to be extremely defining kind of ability to play around, and she will be very reliant on her awakened ability. I think by all kind of like description of the character, that the awakened ability is going to be absolutely mandatory to kind of bring it all together and let her function well. I also hope that will increase the amount of ability accuracy that you reduce via these sabotage debuffs. So all in all, before we jump into the synergies, it does seem that she could potentially be relatively high output damage skill champion with potent ability accuracy reduction, many shock debuffs, cruelties, and precisions. Effectively everything Black Widow that we currently have in game should be. So, which obviously brings us to the sad point where it's always much more profitable to release a new champion than fix up an old one. All that being said, when it comes to her playstyle, I don't think she looks like the most difficult or interesting one to play with. I do suspect relatively good damage output, and my personal kind of like judgment of this champion will pretty much entirely depend whether she's actually able to bypass that 100% ability accuracy reduction line, because even if she does, then you still can use only your mediums or level 2s, so you can't inflict the shock debuffs with your level 2s, that should also reduce the damage output. So it wouldn't be like as straightforward as Black Widow used to be, when that's it, flat out 100% defensive ability is reduced. This would still be that you only reduce it by your mediums, while the sabotage thing is active, or your level 2s, and you can't really shock the opponent, so you lose on some damage output. And yeah, so it does look a bit kind of like cobbled up in a web that kind of could look good on paper, but in reality we have a lot of testing to do. Now, I am personally more excited for the Red Guardian than I am for Black Widow, but hey, maybe she does prove me wrong. Maybe she performs like excellently, and all of her like movements and abilities flow together greatly in the fight, which is something I will only be able to make sure after the champion actually comes out and I get a chance to play with her myself, or at the very least hear more feedback from the CCP members and watch some videos online. But yeah, I am not overall too overhyped about this champion. I think there can be something, but it largely depends whether, yeah, she can guarantee the fact that defensive abilities are going to fail, and also how easy it is to play her, and obviously how her actual damage looks like. She does have the makings to be of one of the upper class skill champions if she works well in practice, but I definitely have my skepticism on it. Yeah, for sure. Because just medium hits is very limiting and clunky to play, and we'll see. So, synergies, family reunion. So, Red Guardian, while charging heavy attack, become passively unstoppable for 0.6 seconds. That's actually kind of cool for Red Guardian. Black Widow starts a fight with her passive weight active until triggered. That is a very cool ability. So, every fight you're gonna have this one fail safe. So this is a very, very useful synergy that probably will be one of her kind of like more popular ones, because the level 1 does give you it manually as well, but it only lasts 6 seconds. But this one would like be always there up until you trigger it. So I do think it's a very, very useful ability. Remember me, Black Widow, Deadly Origin. Each time Black Widow strikes with Widow's Insight activate, she gains 2% of bar power. This could also be really good, allowing her to spam more special attacks, because if you land 5 hits with that Widow's Insight active, you can gain 10% of bar power. So it could be quite noticeable, hopefully. Now Taskmaster, each time he exploits a weakness, Taskmaster has 30% chance to inflict a sabotage debuff for 10 seconds, reducing defensive ability accuracy by 20% for 10 seconds and dealing 10% of attacks direct damage. Now this is quite interesting because a lot of Taskmaster abilities do benefit from having more debuffs on opponent. So potentially this could actually add up to being quite viable boost that Taskmaster needed. Now the only problem is that you only have 30% chance to inflict this sabotage debuff, so it's not realistically overly reliable. But hey, who knows, maybe it works out better than it seems, even though 30%, but then again you exploit a lot of weaknesses and 10 seconds is a decent amount of time, so you should still technically probably have quite high up time on this. So since I do have a rank 5 Taskmaster, I'm extremely eager to test this one out. Now Black Widow, Deadly Origin with Ronin and Hawkeye, reduce the potency of incoming bleed debuffs by 10%, reduce the potency of additional 10% if either Ronin or Hawkeye is dead. That's kind of mean, but cool. Not overly potent though. I mean, it's helpful, but it's not exactly gonna make her Omega Red now or something. Now Ronin Hawkeye, increase the duration of bleed and disorient debuffs by 10%, gain additional 30% duration if Black Widow is dead. That's a mean synergy, remembering Budapest. What the hell happened in Budapest that they all have to die? Okay, so it's alright, it's nothing too great, I guess. Now, Covert Expert, Captain America, Iron Man, Falcon, Black Panther. When the opponent starts a dash attack or is recovering from heavy special attack, gain Widow's Insight for 0.85 seconds, and in combo with Widow's Insight active, grants a cruelty buff increasing critical damage. It's kind of alright, but these champions all suck, so it's not really gonna be overly used synergy, I guess, because because Falcon and Iron Man and Captain America needs more than that. It's kind of nifty synergy. It would be cool if it actually was with good champions like Captain America Infinity War and Iron Man Infinity War and, I don't know, Killmonger and something else, but with these champions, that's a waste of a synergy. Rivals with Gamora, Psylocke, and Elektra, so crit rating, and it's complicated with Hulk and Hulk Ragnarok, armor rating, and 3% power gain. So that's about it. The recommended Masteries, Liquid Courage, Double Edge. I kind of don't see a sustainable way she can run suicides though, especially because she's a champion that seemingly will want to throw special attacks. Maybe if you can only keep level 3s, but still, whichever, and the rest of the Masteries. So yeah, all in all, Black Widow, here we are. I'm not gonna say I'm too excited. Not gonna be the champion that I absolutely desperately want to hand down. Could be cool, but we need to see more. But I'm kind of like suspecting another alright champion that can be cool, but isn't all that. All that being said, that will do for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, then I have something to show you. You know who? You know what? Sure, you know by now. It's Baby Yoda. Who doesn't like Baby Yoda, right? If you don't like Baby Yoda, well then, here's something else for you. Either way, guys, it's me, Dan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about Black Widow, and I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.